Tuesday, July 9th, it's the rundown. It's also Bob Fox's birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Come on, office.
Happy birthday, dear Bobby. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
How
You
old
don't like
are
birthdays, huh?
I'm not a huge, I don't dislike birthdays. I'm just not I said before, I'm not Tommy about it. You know?
Yeah, well, Tommy, not few
Tommy
people can
about
be
it?
Tommy
Yeah.
about it.
How old are you?
26, entering my late 20s.
You were a child when you started here.
Basically 30. Yeah, I was 18.
Every Bob Fox birthday, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
We were all
God
children,
damn.
really. At one
Yeah,
point.
but-
That's a fact. We were all children at one point.
Bob was literally a child.
I was
You
crazy.
17 or 18 when you started?
I had just turned 18.
You just turned 18.
Yeah.
And we did, what you do when an intern turns 18 is we see how long they cannot come in the office.
I went 19 days.
That was 19 days.
Yeah.
We want to talk to you guys about Factor before we start the show. Warmer, sunnier days are calling. Fuel up for them with Factor's no prep, no mess meals.
Hysterical immediately after the transition to like a no mess.
Meet your whole wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the new menu from Factor chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals and dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart your new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? 35 different meals and more than 60 different add-ons to choose from every week. You'll always have new flavors to explore. So crush your wellness goals this July with dietitian-approved meals and ingredients that you can trust. Enjoy effortless support for your lifestyle. Choose from 6 menu preferences to help you manage calories, maximize protein intake, avoid meat, or simply eat well balanced, which is what I need. Head to factormeals.com/rundown50 and use code rundown50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code rundown50 at factormeals.com/rundown50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. And really quick, I don't know if you guys know how good of a deal that is. I did this. 50% off. I had a week's worth of meals. And it was probably a third of the price of what I would have paid. And it's literally 2 minutes in the microwave. So if you don't know how to cook, poke some holes in the top, put it in, you're good. You loved it on what's the show? Surviving, yeah.
It's the main point of being on Surviving. Everyone's mad because they don't have a reason to win money. No, you just want to get on for those free Factor meals and the shakes and the protein shakes and the smoothies and the juices. It's all unbelievable.
Vanilla cake flavor on the shake is so
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I'm a loyal Factor subscriber. Have been for years.
Hell yeah, love that. Code rundown50 for 50% off. First topic, Paris. 2024 Summer Olympics are starting in a few weeks. 4 new sports have been added: skateboarding, surfing, sport climbing. Is that like speed rock
Yeah.
climbing? That's actually
Pretty
kind of cool.
But that's
All
one of the
4
things.
of them are pretty cool,
they're-
to be honest.
I think I'm
Yeah.
old now because I'm like skateboarding's not an Olympic sport. But the sport climbing, I feel like they're too good at it already.
Why
Like,
would
you're just-
skateboarding not qualify?
I don't think it's. I was a huge X Games, Gravity Games guy as a
Gravity
kid.
Games in Providence, Rhode
Yeah.
Island, baby. I remember
Yeah, I
those.
was fucking there, man.
They had the hay bales on Federal Hill.
I was a big Gravity Game, but like,
Bro,
when you
like-
think of the Olympic sports, you don't. That's not.
Bro, when you think of the Summer Olympic sports, I think of the friggin' like people prancing around and like doing an
That's some fucking
synchronized
ancient Greek
routine. It's
shit,
like,
Bob.
That's the
they were
lamest
doing
shit of
that
all time.
Back in the day.
Lamest shit of all time.
What are you talking about? The dancing around?
Yeah, the gymnastics where it's literally,
floor routine.
but it's
But not
not.
with like the.
I just think swimming and
they
diving.
don't do
That's all I
impressive
think.
flips.
Yeah.
They just here's a ribbon and a fucking.
No, look. My argument, if I chose to make it, which I'm not, would be quickly taken down. Like, it's pretty simple
Yeah.
to, if I'm like, that's
Speed
not a
walking.
real sport. You could give me 10 sports that are Olympic sports that are worse than skateboarding. But I like I'm almost like a college football fan when it comes to the Olympics. Right? I like the pageantry of it. I like the
Yes.
idea of the international competition. It's not so much about the sport for me. And I think it's probably for most people like that. But I wasn't in on the Olympics last time. I think it was 2020. I think we were all kind of busy. I'm pretty jacked up for the Olympics this year.
Me too.
I've been watching Michael Phelps highlight runs.
Oh, really? You're in
jacked up. Okay.
Wow.
You know what I love from somebody that there's some American swimmer that Michael Phelps is saying might break his records. This
Oh,
year.
not a chance.
What?
Not
Someone said
a
that in the
chance.
office the other day.
If there was such a person, I'd at least heard of them.
They're saying there's like a sleeper American. People are going crazy about him.
You know what I love about the Olympics? I love beating up on countries that we have conflicts with because it feels almost like you won a war.
When you beat Russia?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if we beat Russia, or like if we get like matched up with Iran in like a 50-yard dash and we smoke them, it feels good. It feels patriotic almost.
Yeah.
Kind of reassert our dominance on the national scale. That brings me to our next topic, the Ukraine.
Yeah.
What
you
else
see
you
this thing that they're not giving AC? I don't understand what it is with Europe and air conditioning. It's not that they don't have it; they don't like it, which doesn't make any sense to me.
I think a lot of them, they don't have it.
But like, I mean, I was just in Paris like 2 weeks ago, and our hotel had it, luckily. But like, every cab we took, every Uber we took, like they're new
it's
cars.
weird.
They
That's
have air
weird. It's
conditioning.
true.
It's not on in the car. And then I took a tour of the Louvre, and like the tour guide picked me up in my hotel, and
You were there to splatter paint on the Mona Lisa.
Big oil.
she had to like ask the cab driver to put on the air conditioning. She's like, I always do that for my clients because I know they're uncomfortable. And I was like, thanks, I guess. But like, why the fuck would you have air conditioning on in the car? It's
And they're all like
1,000 degrees
Mercedes too over there. They're nice fucking cars.
out. Yeah, it was like a Tesla or something, whatever the fuck it was.
I was in Greece and they didn't. It was probably 105 degrees, and the hotel didn't have any air conditioning. And what's even crazier than that is the plumbing. Like if you wipe your ass, you have to throw it in the trash because the plumbing couldn't handle the
God.
toilet paper. So it was a hot,
Where
poopy
the fuck
mess.
were you staying? A Red Roof Inn?
Yeah.
No. Although I think I'm
You
seeing
got a Route 1?
Although I think I am seeing a Red Roof Inn in Buffalo this Thursday. NowShowReport.com. Helium Comedy Club. We got about 50 tickets left. Come to that. No, I was staying at this actually nice place, but it was like in the middle of nowhere. And everyone is like, their bodies are used to it, so they don't. Like an American, you're sweating your fucking dick off because we're used to AC. All these big fat Greek guys were like cool as cucumber, just hanging out.
Yeah, I don't. It's like I guess because they didn't grow up with it, they don't need it. But like, they have the fucking technology. It exists in Europe. They just don't like it. It's so funny. Like when we're at the Louvre, like you can find the Americans because they're just standing on the grates.
Yeah, to get the breeze.
Everyone's just doing like Marilyn Monroe, just standing there like hoping it gets fucking cool.
A lot of dads with like the sunglasses that connect in the back, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get the
Classic.
loop going around, fanny packs.
Last thing about the Olympics, for skateboarding, I think surfing is great to add. I think that's awesome. Skateboarding, I don't understand how much farther we can go in skateboarding. Like, how many spins can you do?
Yeah.
Are we
You
out of
say that.
tricks yet?
No, we are far from out of tricks.
right.
I am deep in the skateboarding Instagram reels. I get them in my feed.
Ooh.
Dude, we are getting tricks. Go to Tony Hawk's Instagram. He posted one the other day where he's such a good promoter of the sport, where he's like, this guy just did a trick I could never imagine. There's like a 9-year-old that just did like 9 900s in a row.
A 7-year-old skateboarder did a
Look.
900.
A 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Why was it so hard for him back in the day, but now these people are...
Some people are saying he was skating against, plumbers and, people that weren't really about it. And now you have kids. Like, I think when did they have skateboarding in the Olympics before? Or maybe they had it just in the X Games. There was like a 12-year-old girl that won like gold. And it was because she was just the best skateboarder.
Really?
That's wild.
Crazy shit in skateboarding right now.
It's also crazy how there's an entire generation of mostly guys, most of which don't skateboard, who can probably name 50 tricks off the top of their head just from Tony Hawk.
Video games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna bust out a Christ Air at the Olympics this year.
Christ there.
Also,
the sex change.
The surfing
Sack
thing,
tap?
I was curious, are they creating wave pools, or like is now wherever the Summer Olympics is going to be, do they have to be on like a coast for surfing?
I would imagine it's got to be beach, right?
Because they did.
No.
Beijing had it, right? Like, maybe I'm wrong. Is there?
For sure.
Yeah.
The Olympic surfing competition will take place in Tiahupo.
Oh, so
on
it's
the
real.
Yeah, so it looks real.
Because if you're on,
French
half the
Polynesia.
challenge of surfing is like finding the wave and setting yourself up.
Yeah. So I guess you're right. Like I guess it could. Like I remember when the Olympics were in like Vancouver, but like the skiing was. It wasn't really particularly close. It's kind of like how.
It kind of sucks for those people. Like you feel like you're in the Olympics, but you don't get to like go fuck with everyone else.
Yeah.
All the Olympics people just fucking each other.
Speaking of fucking each other, sketch apology. We'll have to take that out. Next topic.
No, that was
All right, we can leave it. Next topic, sketch apology video. He went mega viral online. A video leaked of him having sex with a guy, and so he freaked out, left the stream he was at, and then he actually confirmed that it was him. And now the internet is kind of going nuts. I'm surprised because everyone is like supporting him. I didn't think this was that big of a deal. Again, I did watch the videos.
Oh, you did?
You did.
Did you?
No.
Okay.
I did see a still shot.
I saw a shot, yeah.
Yeah.
He
He was
wasn't
definitely.
having sex. He was.
Yeah, I
like
mean,
a
it wasn't
leotard,
really.
right?
I mean, we don't have to get into it too much. I don't want to bury the lead. It definitely wasn't amateur.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way.
What does that mean?
I mean, he was getting busy. That's what that means.
But that's amateur. Anything on OnlyFans, you're amateur.
Yeah. Okay. I guess you're right. I mean, regardless, I feel bad for the kid because you can see he was like, I was going to kill myself if this came out, whatever. But I mean, it's nice to see everyone kind of rally behind him and give their support. I mean, I don't really know what else there is to say about it. What do you guys think?
I met Sketch. I happened to be in the Chicago office that day. He did
Jerry After Dark.
Jerry After Dark, and very briefly, very nice guy. But I didn't know anything about him aside from that. And then I saw some of his clips from like this apology thing last night.
Right.
He's hilarious.
He handled it. I'll say this. He is going to be one of the few people who has an OnlyFans or sex tape leak come out, and he's going to come out on top. Because he handled it perfectly right away.
When
Everyone
he
like
said,
jumped
"Let's
behind
address the
him.
elephant in the room. I got a new haircut."
Yeah.
I lost it.
That was
so
great.
fucking
and
funny.
Yeah.
him doing the Bill Clinton line, him going, I did not have sexual relations with that man. Just kidding, I did. And then he gets up
He
and
goes,
like walks
"Possibly."
away and he's like,
Yeah.
this is going worse than I thought. Like he sits back down. I thought it was hysterical. His
Yeah.
whole stream yesterday was great.
We love Sketch. I mean, look, it's 2024. I think if you're shocked and disgusted by this, then you kind of have your head under a rock. So, Sketch,
Is he? My question: is he gay?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't think he said it. He said
He
he had.
said he had addiction problems.
Yeah, he said he
Yeah,
had
which
addiction
like
problems.
I think addiction problems is your one get out of jail free. You're like, I wasn't gay. I was just fucking looking for crack or whatever he was addicted to.
Yeah, I have no idea. I did find that interesting though, but I wrote in my blog, I was like, I could make jokes here, but I'm not going to. And I was like, when Sketch is ready to laugh about it, then
I mean, I think
Yeah.
he's
crack
pretty ready
jokes.
to laugh about it.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's
He's making some
definitely
pretty-
his
You start
entire
making jokes?
world probably is like what like came crashing down. I think it's gonna take like a good month.
He's pretty emotional still on the stream.
Was he?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
saw clips. I didn't see the full.
Can you
But
imagine?
the jokes were fucking great.
Can you imagine what a relief that probably is for him too, though? To have that like over your head.
Yeah, 'cause
for
he
so
said-
long.
I mean, he could have been
and now
so
it's
deep in
out.
the fucking drug game, he forgot about it.
No,
That's
no.
true.
He said on the stream like every step of the way on his rise, he was worried this was gonna
Oh,
come out.
really?
Yeah.
And I
Do you
wonder
think
why
it
he
was the
couldn't take
other-
it down? Like
Was
he
it
did-
the other guy who put it out?
It must have been because if it was just his, he had to have just been able to.
I
take
heard
it down.
I heard they found like his old Twitter where he had an old Cash App in the bio and they found that Cash App through OnlyFans. So I think it might have been on his thing.
Dude, people on the internet are fucking creeps. Going that hard to like
Yeah.
expose someone, like leave the kid alone.
How old? Like when I met him, I thought he was like 16. I didn't realize like he must be.
I think
at
he's.
least
I
20,
tried to
right?
find his age yesterday as I was like, I wrote the blog. I only wrote the blog because it was all over the internet.
25,
Yeah,
26.
or 26.
Kind of cool for people not to know
Yeah.
your age. I shouldn't
Yeah.
have said my birthday before.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, people.
He obviously like he acts like a younger guy, but like he's a smaller guy. I thought he was very young. I didn't realize he was.
I mean,
that old.
people do dumb things or things that they regret when they're younger. And like the thing, like when we were in our early 20s, like this wasn't an option to screw up.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
smartphones, OnlyFans, and being filmed, like that wasn't a thing. Like
Fights
the
were
biggest
doing
screw
the
up.
same shit. They just didn't have cameras.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's that. Anyway, Running of the Bulls is back. It's going to be every morning. I didn't know this, so it goes for a week.
I didn't know that either. I thought it was once.
I did too. July 7th to July 14th. It's an 8-day event. I had no idea. It's in Spain, and it's brutal. It's awful. Every year, people get hurt. One of the things that I didn't know about this was since the early 1900s, when they started keeping track, only 15 people have died.
Yeah.
One was a
Surprising.
matador, and only 8 years ago, one person was gored to death by a bull. I thought with the hype that this gets and how people are so like in a frenzy, there would be deaths every year. 15 since 1900?
Yeah,
that's great odds. Would you ever do this? I feel like this is something you have done.
It is something I have not done, and I deeply regret it.
Really?
I studied abroad between my junior and senior year of high school, and we were in Spain, and it was like heavily. It was like, if you go to this, you will be expelled from school.
Oh, really?
And so me and my buddy were like really scared to go, and it still kills me that we pussied out.
You would have
wouldn't
done it.
have
You would have
known.
jumped.
I
down
would
and
have done it,
started
but
running?
I would have jumped pretty quick. Like some guys, like you start and they jump over the fence right away.
Yeah, yeah.
I probably would have ran a little bit, and I think I'm too old to do it.
He would have
now,
been the
like-
second Goring.
But we were there for that, and we were there for the whatever the tomato throwing fight is, and that was another thing we're told if you go to it.
What is that? I've seen that on like the tomato. It's like a big thing where they literally just huck tomatoes at each other.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Oh, you get bruised up too.
Oh, I'm sure. A fresh tomato hits you. That hurts.
That I don't know. Yeah, that one I don't know why it was like you'll be expelled from school if you go.
We used to get that for the Patriots parades.
La tomato.
Really?
And then I would just be like, there's 1,800 kids in our school and like 1,000
Jesus.
would be missing. Oh, this is cool.
I have been to a bull fight though. That
Oh, I don't like
It must be hard to watch.
I was like 13. I was in Seville
What?
with my grandfather. My grandfather took me, and we saw one fight. I didn't cry, but I was very,
You gotta
very
toughen
sad.
this
Yeah.
fairy up.
I was upset enough. Again, I wasn't like crying, but I was like, dude, this sucks. Because like the bulls become incontinent before they die, so they just like walk around there and like pissing. And
Well,
shit
they
themselves.
drug them too. And running of the bulls, I guess they drug them. They put Vaseline on them to cover their eyes so they can't see.
Oh,
And
that's
they-
fucked.
So they're getting an advantage. They're like blind.
They put
high, and
Vaseline
slippery.
in their eyes.
Yeah, that's.
I know Dave famously has said like he hates this and roots for the Bulls to kill everybody every year.
If you get close enough to put Vaseline in a bull's eyes, though, I don't know.
That's fucked.
That's scary though.
Did you ever go to PBR here, the professional bull
No,
riding?
but I've heard great things about it.
These
say
bulls
it's a
are
blast.
like tamer compared to those. They just like cinch their nuts up so they go nuts. I went to that and we walked in the back. I think it was me, Large, Willie Cologne, maybe Francis or someone, or Mazar or someone. And we went in and the bulls were like in a pen, like waiting to go out. And we knew we were safe, but just the sounds they were making and like the size of them,
Yeah.
thousands of pounds of pure muscle. It was like, I didn't want to get close. I couldn't imagine being like in the open. Yeah.
I was just talking about that. I forget why, but it's about horses, not bulls. And I remember like I've like been around a horse like twice in my life, and it was probably the most scared I've ever been. Where it's, like,
Horses are scary as
they're
fuck.
so
They
big,
kick
it's
back.
so
Unpredictable.
muscular. Yeah,
You do this, they're
This
gonna-
is uncomfortable.
We got to kill all the horses. Simon Cowell has a new Netflix show where he is trying to find the next One Direction. It's called The Midas Touch. I guess only 40 people showed up to the to the auditions. Now there's whispers of it being canceled, which I completely understand. I don't think Simon Cowell has been popular enough to do this since like early American Idol.
Well,
Right? Like, why
it's
is
not
he
even.
doing
I wouldn't even call it a Simon Cowell problem. I'd call it an American Idol problem. When was the last American Idol contestant who meant anything?
That's true.
Like it used to be.
Yeah.
Like its first 3 to 5 years, I'd say, maybe a little
What's the
more than
most
that.
recent one you can name? Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, that was.
That's the last
she was
one.
like the first.
What's his
season.
name was
It was
after
Kelly
her,
Clarkson, Ruben Studdard. I think Ruben Studdard.
the guy with the same name. He had the same name first and last. Philip Phillips. Yes.
Clay Aiken.
Yeah,
They're
like
the latest ones.
All these
Abby
people were talking about
Clark.
like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who they have.
Oh, Jennifer Hudson.
He didn't
Chase Beckham.
Simon jump ship years ago though, right? He
Yeah,
jumped
but he
ship
does
to
that.
America's
He
Got
does-
Talent.
Or I thought
Yes.
X Factor.
Maybe both.
Maybe both.
I don't know.
Because
One
he
of
was
the
on
two,
America's
yeah.
Got Talent I saw recently.
I want you to keep scrolling. I want to
I'm
wait till I
interested.
see an email.
I mean, Kelly Clarkson is the gold
Chase Beckham's
standard.
pretty big
I
country.
love Kelly Clarkson.
That's the only name I recognize.
You know Chase Beckham, season 19.
No.
No.
Keep going down, John, the other way.
Trent Harmon, no.
I just want to see who's the most popular.
Nick,
No.
nope.
Keep going,
Buddy
keep going,
Lonnie.
keep going.
Caleb
No
Johnson.
idea.
No.
Caleb Johnson, nope.
Probably dead.
Candace
Candace
Glover.
Glover,
No.
Phil
Philip
Phillips, I
know
remember
him.
him.
He had a
He's
couple
a country
songs.
guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a couple good
I
country.
think he had a "Make This Place Your Home."
Yeah.
I think that was
that's
him.
him.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he has that deep.
He was pretty good actually.
Yeah, Philip Phillips was 2012.
Yeah, so it's been 12 years since there's a name I recognize. And if you go from Philip Phillips to the next guy, I bet it's a while.
You
Until
know what's
get to the next
crazy
one.
though? Like people are still showing up. Arenas
Scotty
full of people are
McCreery.
still
That might
showing
be-
up for American Idol auditions.
Who are even the judges? Katy Perry.
Katy Perry,
Steven
Lionel
Tyler's off.
Richie, I think,
Lionel Richie.
Luke Bryan.
and Luke Bryan. Yeah.
I mean, that's just.
Katy
a
Perry was like
paycheck.
kissing boys without their consent, right? A couple years ago.
Right?
What was that?
She was like, some guy was like, "Oh, I've never kissed anyone," and she was like, "Get over here," and she kissed him, and then afterwards he was like, "Yeah, I wish she didn't do that."
You ever see the TikTok
kinda
of
weird.
Justin
Yeah.
Bieber?
Like,
Weird.
Like, all right, don't walk over there. Then.
The whole thing was.
If you go,
don't victim shame.
I've never kissed someone. Someone goes, come here, I'll kiss you.
She might have
That's
went to
kinda on
him.
you. You
I don't.
kinda went
I
to
don't
kiss him.
remember the whole story, but it was a weird.
I guess. You ever see the TikTok of Bieber when he was like younger, just him being like harassed by talk show hosts and like all
Yeah.
these celebrities?
Strange.
Creepy.
They would like thirst over him. And
Yeah, they'd be like, "Look at you, you little cute." Like Bridget Nielsen was like, "Argh," like on his ear. It was insane. But he just got paid $10 million to perform like a dozen songs at this Indian billionaire's wedding. So this guy, he's the richest guy in Asia. I think he's worth about $120 billion. Ambani family. His name is Anand Ambani. These people have paid. So this was his pre-wedding. Bieber showed up to. The videos are hilarious
pre-wedding.
because you can. It almost feels like you're not supposed to be watching it because you can tell he knows it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like he's in these people's faces. It's awkward. He's in these girls' faces, and he's just letting them sing the song, and he's kind of just like jigging around, waiting to cash his check. But this family, they paid Rihanna, Beyonce, Katy Perry, all these people to go perform at their events, which is what you should do when you're rich, right? If that's what
Yes.
you like.
10 mil too. If you're worth 120 billion, that's a cup of coffee.
That's nothing.
Cup of coffee, and you get Bieber performing 12 songs.
10 million seems fair.
Who's your
Beyonce was
number
only
one
four.
if you get crazy money and Fights is throwing a big birthday bash? Who's the artist that you go, I want them at my birthday bash?
You know,
Pop Punk.
That's a great question. And I was thinking the other day, all break, I've just been like laying by the pool playing like my favorite music. And I was like, what are my favorite 4 albums of all time? And I think I settled on Take This to Your Grave, Folklore,
That's Fall Out Boy, the first one.
Fall Out Boy,
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, Counting Crows, August and Everything After, OAR, 34th and 8th. So one of those 4.
I mean, Mark, you could get.
Mark, I could probably
Wait, isn't that guy your friend?
You could definitely get Mark from OAR. For under 10 million, I would say.
Mark would be invited. He would
Yeah,
like to perform.
yeah.
I would guess it's probably Blink. Because you know what I heard about Counting Crows? I'm sorry.
Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy. But Blink, I said Blink because Take Off Your Pants and Jacket is
Yeah.
my honorable mention for that list. But the, I kind of think it should be Counting Crows, but I heard recently from a buddy who like Counting Crows is his favorite band, and he's like, I love them. I would never recommend someone go to one of their shows.
Oh, really?
Because Adam Derwitz doesn't sing in key on purpose.
Oh,
So
I
like the
hate that.
crowd can't sing along with them.
Yeah, he changes it up. and
Yeah.
Changes the cadence.
So
and
the
shit
whole
like
crowd
that.
is always like off.
Some people are just like, they don't want to perform their hits 1,000 times in the same manner.
Ah.
Also, you don't want to be reminded of what he looks like when you listen to their music. You know?
There was actually a viral tweet about that recently where it's like, if he didn't choose to look like this,
They would've
it was
been
like with the
huge,
dreads
right?
and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
They're probably the biggest band of all time.
Although, who was he
If you didn't
dating
choose
that
to
was-
look like this,
Wasn't
they're
he
the biggest
dating a
band
You know,
of
he
all
model?
he dated. It's crazy. He has a crazy roster.
Yeah.
But the 2 top tiers are he dated Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox during Friends.
That's fucked. And this guy, if you don't know what he looks like,
Can you pull up a picture of him?
oh, he is disgusting. Disgusting. Emmy Rossum, too?
Yeah, Emmy, bro, like that's
Is he the grossest looking musician you think?
Oh,
he likes
look
it-
how
yeah.
gross this fucking guy is. Oh, dude. This guy, he's got to be a coxman.
You know,
Look at
that
this guy.
I bet he has the biggest dick. That's not a guy.
he also. In the
Ugh.
90s,
I
he
mean,
was-
yeah.
in the
That's
90s, he
one
was
ugly
skinny.
dude.
He was like, I believe he's a good buddy of Mark's too, though.
Who did
Oh,
he
man.
date?
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't watch this.
Dude, I was actually listening to August and Everything After again this past week. Fucking Anna Begins is such a good god. Look, this is all the girls he dated.
I love Christina Applegate. I don't know who that is.
Isn't that Elvis's daughter?
Courtney Cox.
Courtney
Louise
Cox, Mary Louise
Who's-
Parker,
Birmingham, Alabama.
Jennifer Aniston, Winona Ryder,
Winona,
I
too.
like. I
Oh, my
love
God.
all of these.
Monica Potter.
If I were to date women, I would date
Who's
any
Mary
one of
Louise
these on the
Parker?
list.
This guy's the Derek Jeter of 90s alt singers. Look up parents right there.
I must be wrong. Elvis's daughter is a 3-namer too, though. I feel like.
Riley's mom, Riley Keough, or whatever. She's
that's-
an Elvis.
Oh, really?
I think so.
No, Priscilla. It's like Priscilla Marie Presley.
Yes.
Is his daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, the last name should have been a pretty good.
Presley, yeah.
You hear they're foreclosing on the mansion?
No.
They're like, she's
Graceland?
fighting to get it back or something.
Graceland?
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere, and I was gonna blog it, but then I,
feel like
realized
I
not
think
a
like the
single
state
person
owns
in
it
the
or
world cares.
something.
Yeah, what happened?
a historic-
Oh, there will be no foreclosure.
Yeah, it's historic.
Okay, but it's relatively new. Anyway, after show, Nate Dogg is at the World Series of Poker.
Go dog.
Go, Nate,
Barstool
go.
Sports savior.
Yes.
Barstool Sports Savior Poker News wrote a thing on him. I believe Smitty and Mintz were in it as well. They're both out,
Yep. They busted.
and we are just left with the dog. You know what I never understood about this? Is probably a dumb thing. How come you can't just leave? Like if like Nate has like 170 grand, how come you can't just be like, all right, I quit? You have to go until you're
'Cause
gone.
it's fake money.
Yeah,
It's not like you can cash out.
that was
at
a very
any
dumb
point.
question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Super fortunate to be on day 3. Even though I only played day 2, we're going to go play in a couple hours. First, I'm going to go eat some steak and eggs. Going to go to the gym, get a lift in. You know how I do.
How long is he there for?
I guess as long as he stays in.
I think it's like a week if you last the whole time.
Does he
I
have
don't know.
any, like, how far along is he? Do we know how many people are left?
I mean, it's
Not
days.
that far. He's
Yeah.
in
Days.
his own like day 2. I think it's like overall day 3 or something like that.
Got
Maybe
it.
Final
4.
table is on the 16th and 17th.
Oh, so he's got some time. But he's still in, which is
The
impressive.
scenario that Big Cat laid out was very like, it would be very Barstool of course, Mincy goes and busts because he went to a Grateful Dead concert the night before he played poker. And then Nate gets sent out there, he wins the World Series of Poker, and then Dave beats him one-on-one and claims
Oh
that
my
he's
God.
the World Series of Poker champ. That could really happen.
That'll be
Oh
great.
my god.
That could definitely
I
happen.
That'll
did
be
see that clip at the end.
unreal.
That would be a fucking dream. I'm sorry, Nate, but that would be a dream.
Just
That's
takes
like,
his
yeah,
title,
if you're
just takes
writing
his
it,
title.
if you're writing it, yeah, he's like, Nate, you give me that bracelet or you don't work here anymore.
How much do you think Dave would put up against Nate's bracelet?
Again, the clips I've seen of Dave, it seems like it has to be money match.
Yeah.
So I don't know what.
Yeah, but you
Don't
don't
they settle
think.
on
But you
20
don't
grand?
think Dave
If the
would want
bracelet's
the
involved,
World
maybe.
Series of Poker like main event bracelet? You don't think Dave would put up like $1 million to have that? for
No,
Nate?
he wouldn't. He wouldn't risk giving Nate $1 million.
To take his bracelet from him. You don't.
I think
Dave wouldn't risk it. He wouldn't risk
Is the
having to
bracelet
give
like
Nate
a
a lump
bracelet's
sum
like
of
your
cash.
badge of honor, basically?
Yeah, I would. Again, I don't know anything about
The
this
main
world.
event.
I would guess.
You
it's
should put the glitter painting up.
It's priceless.
It should be the glitter painting against the bracelet.
Well, the glitter painting's already trashed.
It's ruined for him. Yeah. We should honestly hire an artist to come paint Nate over it.
It's so funny that the glitter painting finally got out. That was a 10-year running joke.
10 years, and we would all like be looking at each other, and it's like the glitter painting. Every meeting we'd be like, there it is.
Is he gonna mention like?
And
Well,
Nate,
he
Nate
mentioned the
blew
first
the
2
top
minutes.
off it. Shovel my glitter out, Dave. Just shovel it out.
It was my favorite like inside joke because everyone was in on it except Dave. Yeah, the glitter painting. You get it? It's like what you.
It was good.
Put the glitter painting right here.
Fuck. I was gonna say. I would guess Dave would like only let Nate knock off like 10 grand. He'd be like, okay, you can put
Yeah.
in 10 and the bracelet.
And for his 20?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I think that's right.
Do you guys have anything else for the after show?
No.
Our thermostat is locked at 78 degrees. I think that
Is it theirs?
the guy who does our heat and air conditioning here,
Yeah.
I would pay to see how much he has invoiced this company because he's here every single
Yeah.
day and nothing ever works.
I think he breaks it just so he could come up and talk to us.
He's got it. Got to respect it. All right, that's the rundown.